Okay, thanks for joining. We need to go in on this real quick because the starting point, we got it. Okay? And what we're seeing right now is a bunch of baloney, and we already knew it. We had to get surgery, so we had to delete, those vids because, government watch and just being scared. And, it can be scary when you talk about the truth. And it may not come across a way that everyone likes. It may come across confusing. You may have been immature in the beginning because you had a lot of growth to do in 2019. This really just divided people you used to know in a real intriguing way where you would just shake your head and you wouldn't believe it. You were deemed, there were tactics thrown at you for not getting it, for speaking against it, and all to try to make it look like you were some kind of Looney Tunes animal. And the whole time you weren't. The whole time you saw through it. And did you know you could get in trouble for speaking? Got in trouble. People got in trouble. People with bigger channels got demonic, strikes. We even had a warning here. Yeah. Speaking on it. Because the whole time you were questioning the whole 6 foot, listen, what we're going to do here in this vid, because the starting point to this was the subconscious realm. Yes, subconscious community in 2019, along with the very few select who knew the truth, and it all just added up. And we got receipts, we have archives, you can go back to the previous things we spoke on, grocery manager, and being able to prove a point physically while knowing the truth and allowing people to filter and see it through that way. That's the type of things we're speaking on. And it's been 5 years now, 4 years now, and we can't allow people who try to cause the separation between you, drama, act like you're delusional, getting upset because you're speaking the truth, separation, right? And these people want to come out and act like they knew the whole time, I knew that. No, you didn't know that it was phony the whole time. You participated. I saw you wearing it. Yes, you were. So that's what's interesting about this, guys, is the alignment and the timing within. This is why I find it intriguing, is because of the timing. You need to wear a mask. That's the timing. We had to get surgery and stuff like that. And not only that, you just saw so many things happen in between this that other people couldn't see. And now like I said before, it isn't our battle. It isn't exactly this fight here that we need to do. We don't need to speak on this, but it played a role. We can't let it slide. We can't let Dr. Fauci slide, all right? So he's over here. Basically what's going on here, right? Now, I didn't watch it yet. Okay? Now, I actually just had a buddy tell me about it. I had a good friend tell me about it right now. And it told me, oh, yeah, look at that. Because he just knew, and I was like, wow. So basically what they're doing in this is just doing this whole delusion act as if, the beginning, we didn't know if that was really the starting point to how this began, and just this whole indirect, it wasn't real the whole time nonsense. And no one is taking it seriously. Now, you're going to see comments with people taking it seriously. You'll see comments on the internet, but no one in real life is taking it seriously. Do you get it? So this is where we're coming from, because those of you who are watching this video are not going to understand what's going on if you actually believe this is real. Believed it was real, participated, or you know what I'm saying? So just keep that, and that's okay. You don't have to agree, but just see where we're coming from. I'm not trying to make you agree with what I'm saying, okay? Because those are my opinions. We're about to see other people's opinions, but this is where we're coming from. The starting point of knowing that it was a fluke the whole time between the social distance, How can you get arrested if you need a social distance? This was a question that was asked. How is wearing a mask going to even prevent an actual invisible monster? And that's what we were going back to. What is it that stopped the invisible monster in the air? That is the question. Because it's not the actual thing that you got that prevents the actual invisible monster from existing. They told you that in plain truth, in plain sight. They told you it was an invisible. That was the script. But we need to be careful, because did you know that you can actually get in trouble for talking about invisible monster, which is ridiculous, because it's not what you're talking about, it's the way you're talking about it. So you'll have these professors and the teachers who you saw 2 years ago doing this whole psychological stuff on the media, saying, oh, take that mask off, why you got that on, and having like the crowd laugh and stuff. But that's just a psyche play, if you guys can't catch that, for those who know it's a fluke. So they're doing this whole psyche thing to you, with the professor saying, oh, take that off and stuff, in a joking way, as it like, yeah, take that off, this is nonsense, but still subconsciously believing that it's real. Like, do you get, oh my gosh, that's where I'm coming from. You gotta have let's see here, because the hearing starts really late. So basically that's what they're doing here, is doing this whole delusional, oh, I guess we may have had the wrong starting point, and testifying to, people's responses, like just trying to do confusion to people. Remember, this separated family who had things to say. And this is not just, personally, this is generalizing friends and saying, oh, nah, man, I don't think what you're saying is. But now, in real time, these people who were affiliated with you have no choice but to be like, and they either can't apologize or to be like, dang, he was right, though. He was right. The whole thing was because, but people don't want to talk about real stuff. So, hey, that's where we're coming from in this vid. People don't care. You'll see the comments and stuff, but that's not the definition of caring. Something like this is the definition of making you aware that people don't care. The media is the most powerful entity on earth. They have the power to make the innocent guilty and to make the guilty innocent, and that's power. They control the minds of the masses. This is obvious. Let's talk about how we tried to tell everybody to close all the flights off from China, but we were called racist and xenophobic. So that person with that comment still believes it's real. So I look at that as like, it's just categorization of like a racist categorization tactic with the whole China USA stuff. To be, quotation marks, to be better prepared to the future pandemics indicates that the hearing is a show. And there you go. Not my words right there. Not my words right there. Who canceled the PREDICT program, the Stop Pandemics program, and defunded the NSC's Pandemic Response Unit, which was responsible for monitoring and coordinating our response to emerging disease threats? Who reduced the size of its team in China dedicated to pandemics and attempted to cut funding for the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention? Wow, you know what I'm saying? The smirking. Laughing is shameful over such a serious issue. Money and power talks as always, and that's so true. Just how they're just not taking it seriously. None of them are wearing a mask. None of them are social distancing, and we're speaking about a pandemic where those were the only things you could do to prevent it. You've got to be kidding me. Except from getting it. 4 years later, and the lies keep being broadcasted, and no one is to blame. We just didn't know enough back then. Hey, someone said that. But we were just so far ahead of our time here. We deleted the receipts. Our problem is we didn't know YouTube that well. We didn't know that we could private videos. So we were so shook. Oh, they had us shook. We thought we were blessed. I'm blessed I got my thing done, yo. Because they were really out here clowning people who were speaking about this. You guys, this ain't a joke. We got receipts. We got the archives. Someone said, oh no, that was the same person. You people are completely out of your minds. You are actually agreeing with MTG. America is done. Still safe and effective, quotation marks. Someone said, luckily, I've never trusted the government, so when Tony stood up there and told me to stay home, wear a mask, and get vaccinated, I did the exact opposite. And here on this channel, we did too. We didn't, you know what I'm saying? I got a vid speaking on how I was wearing a mask, speaking on the camera, but that was due to me being insecure about the open bite surgery I had to get. So, do you guys get what I'm saying? So it aligned with the pandemic. That's why this is so intriguing, to where I shouldn't say this, but if we're over here knowing that it's a fluke, then what was the actual, I believe it was specific people. The invisible monsters. Yep, that's what I believe. You can call me crazy now. Round and round in circles, ridiculous. Someone asked a Democrat, why didn't the Democrats ask a single meaningful question? They just use their time to go after Republicans. So, you know what I'm saying? Someone said lock him up. Yeah. Clarity matters. Then he should always be actually allowed to finish the answers to his questions. Oh, someone's talking about, I guess. Someone said low IQ. What is a divert attention from? The quote suggests that Americans dislike having their freedoms restricted, so it raises the question, why did Republicans restrict women's right to choose? Fauci is choosing words careful, I see. I did not use this talking about emails. This is just nuts. This country keeps getting a mess with mass of mad scientists, doctors, and presidents as criminals. And that is just nuts how no one is taking this seriously, yo. So let me just go ahead and end it on here, yo. We just already knew this whole thing was just because we just weren't taking it seriously in 2019. So, you know, we were in the right position. It may have came off as immature, you know, in 2019 to speak against this, you know, and to get watched and all this. But now you can clearly see that we have bragging rights. Like I said before, this isn't our fight, but it's something that needs to be mentioned. This played a big role in how the channel is being represented here. You know, this pandemic, you know, it influenced a bunch of things, and you really see the truth. I could go into detail and break a bunch of things down, but what's been said doesn't need to be said again. And this is where I say, you know, when I say, you know, subconsciously finding the truth, you know who you are, and thank you. And also to the select few who knew the whole time about this, because we were way ahead of our time, yo. And, you know, basically I just want to give a summary of those who, and why it's so aggravating is because of those who participated, those who spoke, you try to make slandered you for speaking on it, want to come out of the bushes now and say, oh yeah, I knew it was the whole time, it wasn't real, and wow, and that's what's very aggravating about this. And no, we got to hold these people accountable who want to come out of the blue, act woke all of a sudden, and all these people just coming out of the blue acting woke and all this. Well, no, not 4 years later, it's too late. If you would have had that energy in 2019, then we wouldn't be where we are right now. So that's kind of just my take on that. Y'all feel free to watch the whole Fauci you know, testifying on the pandemic, but we already knew the whole time, yo. So shout out to those who knew, and this ain't to say for those who participated, or, you know what I'm saying, that's like, nah, you know what I'm saying, there ain't nothing wrong, but it's just we just got to speak our part on this, yo, because things were tried upon you extremely, and for you to sit here, chill, act like it was nothing when it was something. Damn, son. You know what I'm saying? That is something else. I'm gonna go ahead and just end it there. I appreciate you guys for checking out the video. Thank you. Let me know what you think too.